Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to our December week one. All right, so I believe not everyone is here. Uh, where's the rest, huh? Okay, no matter. Why is it only 7 of you? Usually it's like what, 13 or 14. Okay, anyhow, I hope you have your December notes ready. Hope you have your December notes with you because we are going into our new syllabus today. Okay, so today we are entering Form 3. So yay. All right, so today we are going into a brand new chapter, brand new year. All right, so December we are going to learn chapter 1. You can't get last week's recorded video. Yeah, can. I'll send you my phone number. Just a moment. Okay. Okay, so anyway, hope you have your December notes ready. I'm not sure whether should I start because everyone is not here. Yeah, what kind of Malaysia timing is this? Okay, anyhow, let's begin. All right, so we are learning something new, so very exciting. You're learning Form 3 stuff. Okay, it feels weird teaching you Form 3 stuff. Okay, because as far as I remember, I was teaching you Form 1 stuff, and then Form 2, and then now it's like Form 3 stuff already. You're going from Form 1 to Form 3 like real quick. What the hell? Okay, anyway, so this chapter is what we call senses. You also get the recorded video today. Why? Why do you have to get it for today? I thought you are here. I thought you are here. I mean, Johan can send it to you, lah, but why would you watch it twice? Okay, anyhow, so this chapter is called senses. Okay, senses. In BM, it's called Derya. So what are the senses? So for humans, we have 5 basic senses. Okay, we have your sense of sight. Okay, derya penglihatan. Sense of smell, derya bau. Sense of taste, derya rasa. Sense of hearing, derya pendengaran. And of course, sense of touch, derya sentuh. But here's the thing. When I say humans have 5 senses, I don't mean humans have 5 senses only. Okay, this is something that is very wrong. A lot of people will say, okay, humans have only 5 senses. Girls have 6 senses. They can smell something happening. No, 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 no. Okay, human has more than 5 senses. You have sense of time. You have sense of balance. You have sense of space. Okay, so you don't only have 5 senses. This is a very big misconception. You have more than 5 senses. Come on, okay, it's just that this is the 5 basic senses. Okay, so let's begin everything with 1.1, our human nervous system. Okay, so what is a human nervous system? This thing is called sistem saraf manusia. Okay, system saraf manusia. So what is system saraf? What is the nervous system? Okay, very easy. Think of your body as a building. Okay, a building. Okay, your body is like a building. So when you build a building, you need to connect every. Okay, think of it this way. Your body is like the headquarter of any company. Okay, let's say the headquarter. What is it? What is nervous? No. Nervous is not the meaning. Nervous means nerve. 神经线. Okay, so I don't know why 紧张 is called nervous. Okay, that's English is a very weird language. Okay, so nervous means system saraf, 神经系统. Okay, so what is this? Okay, if your body is, let's say a headquarter, let's say your body is the headquarter of Google. Okay, so in the Google building, you have many rooms, you have many parts. So different parts of the building, they need to learn how to communicate with each other, right? If you are working in a building, you want to send a message to the main office. Do you walk there? No, you don't. You just call them or you just send them an email. So your message will be sent up there because there's a connection. So Think of it this way, your body has like wires connecting every part of your body. That is your nervous system. You have wires going everywhere, okay? It's wires because you really send electrical signal. The signal you send up your brain, do you know your brain uses electricity? Like real electricity. Okay, what does it do? Wait, hang on, hang on. You're watching a very good movie. You wait for the storyline to come. Okay, I will explain. Okay, so your nervous system. So what's the function of the nervous system? Is to send message here and there. Send message for what? Imagine when you touch something hot. Okay, when you touch something hot, the moment you touch it without you thinking, your hands will draw away. Right? You don't even need to think. When you touch something hot, automatically you withdraw your hand away. This is your nervous system. Okay, hey, you have to think, it sends when you touch something hot, your skin needs to send a signal to the brain, and the brain will say, hey dude, this is really hot, please take your hand away. And your brain will send another signal to your muscle, and your muscle will pull your hand away. All these, it's done less than 1 second. Right? When you touch something hot, do you touch it for more than 1 second? No, it's much less than 1 second. In fact, it is only 0.1 second you will touch something hot. Okay, and then after that, you will withdraw your hand away. That's how fast, your nervous system is. So the function of your nervous system is to connect every part of your body. It's like a wiring system. This is your body's wiring system. Okay, your computer has a wiring system. Your body has a wiring system as well. So this is your wiring system. 你身体里面的神经系的电线系统。Okay, the wiring system in your body. Okay, I hope it makes sense. All right, so your nervous system has actually two parts. Okay, has two parts. The first part is called the central nervous system. This is called system saraf pusat. Okay, in short, I will just call this the CNS. Okay, I'm not going to keep saying central nervous system because blah, 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 okay, it's a mouthful. I'm just going to say CNS. Okay, you cannot write CNS in exam. You have to write central nervous system. Okay, so the next part is your peripheral nervous system. This is called system saraf periphery. Okay, in short, this is called PNS. Why is it like this today? We are entering a new chapter today, something so interesting today. Then today there's no one here. There's only 7 of you. I feel sad. Okay, what is the difference? Later I'll explain. Okay, so what is your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system? Okay, so what's the meaning of central? Central means center. Okay, obviously, sir. Okay, so why? Okay, let me ask you. In your computer, what is the central part? That would be your CPU, right? Okay, your computer needs, the central part of a computer has 5 things. Number 1 is the processor. Okay, number 1 is the processor, which is the brain of your PC. Whether you are using an Intel or you are using AMD Ryzen, whatever. Okay, that's the main part of the brain of your PC. Second is the motherboard. Okay, second is the motherboard. Without motherboard, you cannot run. Third is the RAM. Okay, for those who are very familiar with PC, okay, RAM. And then number 4 would be, okay, if you want, okay, you can put your power supply there. Okay, and of course, if you need a graphic card, okay, or at least you need a hard disk. Okay, so these 5 things, they are the central part of your PC. One of them missing, your PC is not going to run. They are not going to switch on. If there's no processor, if there's no motherboard, if there's no RAM, if there's no power supply, if there's no hard disk, your PC will not switch on. So same thing here. Your central nervous system is the central part of your nervous system. They are the headquarters, the most important part. So you have 2 here, which is your brain and your spinal cord. Any one of it is not working, your whole central nervous system will shut down. You will not work. You will not be conscious. You will not be awake. You will be dead. This is why when they say you are dead, you are brain dead. When your brain is dead, you are certified as dead because there's nothing here anymore. You are not you anymore. This person that makes you who you are is not there anymore. There's no more. No more. None. Nada. Zero. You are nothing already. There's only the heart working. Your brain is not there anymore. So this is the central part. It is responsible. Okay, so the main part of a central nervous system is to process stuff. Most important, yes, is to process stuff. Whatever signal you give it to them, they will interpret the info. You know, it's interpret mentafsir. They will think, they will process this info, and then they will reply you with another info. So that's the function of the CNS. Okay, so how about peripheral nervous system? What's the function? What's the meaning of peripheral? In a computer, the peripheral is your speaker, your mouse, your keyboard, your monitor. Without these, your PC still runs. It's just that it's very mafan. You cannot control stuff. You cannot type stuff. You cannot use your mouse. You get what I mean? So that's your peripheral. So peripheral is the side of these stuff. One of it break, your central nervous system still runs. It's just that maybe if this nerve breaks, you cannot move your hand. That's all. You are still awake. You are still conscious because this is the peripheral. Okay, ma? Okay, so this is the CNS, the central, and PNS, which is the side. Okay, that's the side. Okay, so as you can see here, you have your central nervous system, which is your brain and your spinal cord. By the way, this is called your otak. Your spinal cord is your saraf tunjang. Okay, saraf tunjang. In Mandarin, this is called nao gan. Nao gan. Okay, that means the main part of the brain. Okay, the root of the brain. Okay, that's your spinal cord. Okay, so they have different function. Even though they are connected, they are the same part, but they have different function. Okay, I'll tell you that later. Okay, so next you have your cranial nerve and the spinal nerve. Okay, saraf cranium and saraf spina, which is the side. The one coming out from the brain, the branches of the brain is cranial nerve. The branches of the spinal cord is your spinal nerve. Okay, so should you know them? Not really. This part is not really important. Okay, they are just to connect your hands, okay, your legs. Hey, you have to know, from your head to the toe, you are covered with skin, right? Your skin covers from your head to your toe. Let me ask you, which part of your skin you cannot feel pain? Nothing, right? Every inch of your skin. If I take a piece of hot iron, I ask you, where should I touch this hot iron to so that you don't feel pain? You will say, no, every part of it feels pain. Exactly. So you have to know, your nerve, all these spinal nerve is connected to every part of the skin. Do you know how wide your skin is? Your brain needs to be aware of every part of your skin. So you see how busy your brain is? Your brain is a very busy organ. They need to control your skin. They need to control your muscle, your eyes, your nose, and so on. Your brain controls every part of the body. That's why your brain is very busy. That's why you need a lot of energy to function. Okay, do you know that your brain is a very power-hungry organ? Whatever you eat every day, 20% goes to the brain. Do you know this? Let's say you eat 2,000 calories per day, 400 calories is used to power your brain. Your brain is not a very, it's a very power-hungry organ because they are very busy. They have a lot of things to run. This is why, let me ask you, when you are hungry, can you think? No, you can't. Okay, if I ask you, you hungry, you go and do maths, you very back check one, you cannot think one. Your brain is like hang. Okay, hang gay one, you cannot do maths one when you're hungry because there's no sugar, your brain cannot function. Okay, your brain is a very power hungry organ. So make sure you give it enough sugar. Right? So this is why when you're hungry, when you're very back check, you cannot make decision. You cannot make decision, you cannot do maths, you cannot do any what I call stuff that requires a lot of thinking. Okay, so anyway, you have your peripheral nervous system, okay, which is this one. So your brain and the spinal cord is this. Okay, so like you asked me just now, Wei-Zhen, what's the function of your human nervous system? So human nervous system is number one, to detect stimuli from surrounding. Okay, what is stimuli? Okay, please highlight this word. Okay, there are a lot of words I want you to learn this chapter. Okay. Okay, here's the thing. This is December, right? Okay, I want you to learn this thing more for fun rather than for exam. Okay, I'm still going to tell you what is coming on an exam, but you don't have to care for now. Your point for now is to learn for fun. Okay, sort of like a general knowledge thing. Okay, so what is a stimuli? Stimuli in BM is called rangsangan. Okay, rangsangan. In Mandarin, it's called 刺激. Okay, 刺激. So what is a stimuli? Any signal coming from around you is a stimuli. Okay, the singular is stimulus. Okay, LUS. Stimulus is singular. Stimuli is plural. Okay, when you see light, light is a stimuli. 光线是一种刺激. Right? When you see light, light makes you awake. So light is a stimuli. When you hear something, sound is a stimuli, stimulus. Okay? Smell is a stimulus. Taste is a stimulus. When you touch something hot, that is a stimulus. Any signal that makes you respond is a stimulus. You get what I'm trying to say? So now you are looking at me and you are hearing my voice because you are learning now. So my voice and my face you see on your screen, those are stimuli lah. Okay, you have light coming from your screen, that's why you see me. You have sound coming from your earphone or your computer speaker, that's why you hear me. So two stimuli there. Okay, so stimuli, they are from the surrounding. So who detects your stimuli? We have sensors around our body. Okay, we have sensors around our body. So those sensors are called sensory organ. Okay, sensory organ. Now please highlight this word. This is called organ deria. Okay, organ deria. So who is your organ deria? You have 5 lah. That's why I said your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your skin, and your ear. So those are your sensory organ. And on these sensory organ, okay, it's not written here. On your sensory organ, you have something called receptor. Okay, please write this down. In BM, it's called receptor. Okay, something that we can feel. Yes, yes. Anything, any signal from the outside is a stimuli. Rangsangan. Okay, so what is a receptor? Receptor, they are the sensors on your sensory organ. Okay, what do I mean? Okay, for example, your tongue. If you look at your tongue, on top of your tongue, you can see like tiny bits on your tongue. Can you see? Okay, those are the receptor. Okay, receptors, think of it this way, they are like sensors. Okay, they are tiny sensors in your sensory organ. Okay, so what is a sensor? What is a sensor? Very easy. Your car has many sensors. How do I know? Your car has an auto wiper sensor. When it's okay, if your car is a new car from these 2 years, do you know cars nowadays are very changgay already one, very advanced already one. Even when it's raining, you forgot to switch on your wiper, your car will wipe for you because there's a sensor at the windscreen. They will detect, oh, it's raining, okay, and you, this idiot, you forgot to switch on your wiper, they will wipe for you. Okay, same thing at night when you forgot to switch on your headlight. There are some idiots like that. Okay, forgot to switch on your headlight, but your car is like, never mind, you're an idiot, but it's okay. I will switch on for you. Your car will switch on for you because there's a sensor outside your car. They detect that, oh, it's nighttime. There's not enough light surrounding, so they will switch on the light. Okay, or even if your car is a very old car, at least you have a reverse sensor, right? When you reverse your car, it gives you that beep 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 sound. Okay, when you go pee, means your langa something already. That's the sensor. So same thing on your sensory organ. Inside your eyes, you have sensor. You have light sensor. Inside your nose, you have smell sensor. Inside on your tongue, you have taste sensor. On your skin, you have hot and cold sensor. You have pain sensor. That's why your skin feels pain. Okay, in your ear, you have sound sensor. So all these sensors, we don't call it sensor because sensor is for machine. We call it receptor. Okay, you will learn this next time, but this is a word that you should know. Okay, so receptors are cells on your sensory organ. Okay, one sensory organ has many sensors. Like in your eye, your eye is a sensory organ. Inside your eye has millions of sensors. Okay, millions of receptors. Okay, so once they detect the stimuli, they will send the info in the form of nerve impulse to your nerve and spinal cord. Okay, so what is your nerve impulse? This is called impulse saraf. Okay, this is called impulse saraf. Okay, what is impulse saraf? impulse saraf is a signal. So similar, okay, so impulse saraf is your sensor, okay, sorry, okay, so impulse saraf is our signal. Okay, what do I mean? If our eye detects light, okay, if our eye detects light, if our eye straight away send this light signal to the brain, the brain will just be like, okay, I don't understand this. Okay, I don't understand, because you see, we have light signal, we have smell signal, taste signal, touch signal, and sound signal. All these are different languages. Your brain can only understand English. Light signal is like Spanish. This is like Portuguese. This is Chinese. This is Japanese. This is Korean. You send this language to your brain will say, sorry, bro, I don't understand. Okay, so what's the function of your receptor? Your receptor is to change this stimuli into nerve impulse. Nerve impulse is an electric signal. Do you know your brain runs on electric? Okay, your nerve, all the nerve in your body, they run electric. So you have electric running through your body. Your body has wire. Okay, so this nerve impulse, so when you see, let's say now you look at TV, okay, you look at your TV, you watch TV. Your TV gives you light signal. Your eye will change this light signal into nerve impulse, and then they will send the nerve impulse to your brain, and then your brain will say, okay, now I understand. Okay, because nerve impulse is the only language that your brain understands. Okay, it is a signal. It is a signal. So once they are sent to your brain will interpret the impulse. Okay, what is interpret? Interpret means tafsir, mentafsir impulse saraf. Tafsir means to process. Okay, when you see something, let's say when you smell char kway teow, let's say when you smell char kway teow, the char kway teow is a chemical. Okay, they will go into your nose. Okay, and then your nose receptor will change this into electric signal. They will send it to your brain, and then your brain will process the info, and then it will say, okay, this is something I like. Okay, your brain will tell you, oh, this is something you like. Okay, so you will go and look for the food. So it tells you that signal what do you need to think. So that's your brain will interpret the signal. So it enables our body to respond to change the surrounding. Okay, and the last one, of course, your response. This is called gerak balas. Okay, response is what you do. When you get a signal, you go and respond to the signal, 你的反应. That's what we call your gerak balas. So there are few words that you need to know. Okay, stimuli, sensory organ, nerve impulse, response. Okay, everything. Okay, let's look at a summary. What does it mean by glands? You don't need to know. You don't need to know yet. Okay, I'll explain this. Gland is your nang, the place where you produce hormone. Okay, you will learn next year in something what we call your endocrine gland. Okay, as I said, the human body is a very complicated stuff. Okay, I'm not gonna overflow you with info. If not, your brain will explode today. Okay, so I'm gonna go one by one. Okay, so let's look at this summary. Okay, as I said, stimulus. Okay, when you hear your phone ringing, all of us interpret means understand. Yeah, you can say so. Okay, 去理解, 去 process. Okay, the best way I can use is process. You process an info. When I tell you something, you need to think, right? The thinking part is interpret lah. Okay, so anyway, let's look at your stimulus. Okay, I'm sure everyone is very sensitive to your ringtone, right? When your notification ringtone goes ping, and then you immediately you look at your phone. What's that? Is that a new notification? Could it be Instagram? Could it be Snapchat? Could it be TikTok? Could it be Facebook? Could it be WhatsApp? Could it be Telegram? You are very sensitive, especially all of us are, come on, right? Did you get new likes on your new picture posted? So every one of us, we are very sensitive to our notification ringtone, right? I don't know about you, at least I am. Okay, so when your phone rings, the sound is a stimulus. It is a rangsangan. So who detects the stimulus? Your ear. Okay, inside your ear has receptor. Like I said, there's a sensor in your ear. The sensor is called receptor. Okay, and then the receptor will translate this language. Like I said, this language is like Korean. Your brain doesn't understand Korean. So your receptor will convert this message, will translate this message into nerve impulse, and then you send a nerve impulse to your brain. This is a language that your brain can understand. And then your brain will think, what is this info? Oh, this is a notification ringtone. Your phone is ringing. So your brain knows, okay, your phone is ringing. So what does your brain do? Your brain will send a signal to your muscle. Okay, let's say you are in your living room, your phone is in your room. So they will send it to your leg muscle so that you walk to your room and you get your phone. Okay, so the walking, going to a phone, touching your phone is called a response. Gerak balas. Okay, 这个就叫反应。So you need to memorize this. There's a 5-part thing in your pathway of sensory. Okay, so stimulus, okay, your receptor, okay, or this is your sensory organ. Okay, and then to your brain send it to your muscle, or we call it the effector. There's another name for it, it's called effector, and then you will produce response. Okay, can any living organism should be able to give you response. If you cannot give me response, means you are dead. Means you are dead. Okay, if your brain is dead, you cannot give me response anymore. Like I said, this is your brain is the central nervous system. When your brain dies, your whole system will shut down. This whole thing will not work. You will not give me response. So sleeping also planet. Sleeping, you will still respond. I'm sure when you are sleeping, if someone were to pinch you, you will awake. Right? Or you fall out of your bed, you will be awake. Okay? You don't give response when you are dead. This is why you see when someone is dead in the hospital, what does the doctor do? The doctor will flip open the eye and then they will shine a torchlight inside. Have you seen that? When if you fainted, if I open your eyelid, I shine a light inside, your eyes will still move. That means your brain is still not dead. But if I shine a torchlight onto your eye doesn't move. That means your brain is dead. Most likely you are dead because you don't give me this whole response thing. You are not responding to this thing. Means your wire is dead. Okay, very easy. Okay, so before that, let me talk about what is voluntary and involuntary action. I forgot to mention this. Okay, this is tindakan terkawal. This is tak terkawal. Okay, what is this? In Mandarin, this is called 自愿性 and 非自愿性动作. What does it mean? Voluntary is something that you can control. Okay, let's say you see your friend, you want to slap the shit out of him, then that's something that you can control. Okay, involuntary is something that you cannot control. For example, your friend tickles you, you go, ooh, okay, you cannot control, you are scared of tickling. That is involuntary action. Okay, you touch something hot, your hand goes, oh my God, why is it so hot? Okay, that is involuntary, something that you cannot control. Yawning, okay, coughing, sneezing, that is involuntary, something that you cannot control. Okay, so you see, we have voluntary and involuntary. That's why our central nervous system has 2 parts. The brain will control voluntary, okay, and your spinal cord will control involuntary. That's why you see why there's 2 parts. Because the spinal cord will control involuntary, and then your brain will control voluntary. So things that you are aware of, things that you can control, is all processed by the brain. Okay, so this is why I'm not sure whether you guys heard of this. Brain has many sections. Different section of the brain will process different info. Okay, like when you feel love, okay, here's the thing. When you feel love because you're surrounded by friends, you're surrounded by family, you feel love surrounded by people you love, the front part of your brain is responsible for love. Okay, the front lobe of your brain, we call it the frontal lobe. Frontal lobe of the brain is responsible for feeling love. Okay, for family relationship and friend relationship. Okay, and then when it comes to music, memory, logical thinking, okay, different stuff, different parts of the brain that are responsible for different stuff. Okay, your brain is like a very good, is like a very awesome machine. Okay, and here's the thing, the human brain is the only organ until today that we cannot fully understand. Okay, we can generally understand it, but the detail of it, we don't really understand. Hang on, guys. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, anyway, your brain, and just in case you don't know, do you know that your brain is also separated into the right side and the left side? Okay, your left side of the brain controls the right side of your body. The right side of the brain controls left side of your body. And just in case you're not sure whether you heard of this, the left side of the brain is mostly responsible for logical thinking, and the right side of your brain is mostly responsible for creative thinking. Okay, so if you're a very logical person, you're very good in maths, you're very good in science, you're very good in critical thinking, your left side of the brain is very good. You're very left brain dominant. Whereas if you're an artist, you write songs, you do creative thinking, you draw paintings, you write songs, you write poems, you write essays. When you're doing language stuff, you are creating things. Okay, you're an artist, your right side of the brain is very active. Okay, so this is why most artists, they are right brain dominant. Most scientists, they are left brain dominant. Okay, because different parts of the brain, they are responsible for different stuff. Okay, I would say both are important. Okay, both are important. Is logical thinking more important or creative thinking more important? Both are important, right? When you are solving a scientific problem, you need both. Okay, you need creative thinking to invent something, but you need logical thinking to make something work, to have logical calculation and everything. So I would say both are important. Okay, so your brain is a very awesome organ. Freaking awesome. Okay, anyway, so let's look at your involuntary action. So what is your involuntary action? You have your, okay, by the way, your spinal cord is actually divided into two parts. Okay, just now I said this is your spinal cord, right? Okay, your spinal cord is actually the lower part. Okay, the lower part. Okay, saraf tunjang. The top part, there's actually a special name for it. We call it medulla oblongata. This one I need to highlight because you need to know. Okay, I know this is a freaking long name. Medulla oblongata. The first time I see this thing, I was like, what the hell is this? Why is it so long? You have to memorize this. Okay, it's called medulla oblongata. Okay, different part, they would control different involuntary action. For example, medulla oblongata is more towards less important stuff like your breathing, blood pressure, heartbeat, digestion. Peristalsis is the pushing of food. Okay, change of your pupil when entering dark room is controlled by this. Whereas your spinal cord, the bottom part is mostly responsible for reflex action. What is reflex action? Tindakan reflex. This is called 反射性动作. Like I said, when you touch something hot, you draw your hand away. This is called reflex action. It's most likely controlled by spinal cord. Okay, so you don't need to really separate to so many lah. Okay, I'll talk about this next year when we go for exam, okay, or in the exercise. Okay, but generally the whole thing is responsible for involuntary action. As long as it doesn't require you to think, all these will take part. Okay, because these things, they are very important. Okay, voluntary and involuntary is confusing. It's not confusing. As long as you are conscious in doing something, 你有知觉去做的就是 voluntary. Very easy one. Okay, if you are doing it without thinking, it's involuntary. Do you need to think while you breathe? Do you breathe and then you say, and then few hours later you say, oh shit, I forgot to breathe. Oh shit, you die. Do you do this? No, you don't need to think to breathe. Do you need to think about your heartbeat? Okay, I better beat 80 times per minute. No, you don't need to think. But walking, you need to think, right? When you want to go to a new place, you need to think. When you are doing mathematical question, you need to think. Anything that you can control is what we call voluntary. So these things you cannot control. Okay, you just do it without thinking, right? Even like your sense of balance is involuntary. Okay, when I ask you to walk on a very narrow road, you will just walk like that. You will balance yourself like that. Do you need to think about balance? No, you don't. Your body just automatically help you balance your body. That is involuntary lah. Okay, anything that doesn't require thinking. I see. Involuntary actions are actions that take place automatically. Okay, secara automatic and not under our conscious mind. Okay, conscious means 知觉，你是没有知觉去做的。You are not conscious. You just don't think about it. You just do. That's an involuntary. Okay, can. So anyway, what's the importance of a human nervous system in daily life? Okay, it enables us to control and coordinate our body. Okay, coordinate means to control lah. So human nervous system that is damaged will cause person to have paralysis. Paralysis is kelumpuhan, tanhuan. Okay, your nerve, if you damage your nerve doesn't grow back. Do you know that? Nerve, they cannot grow back one. This is why you don't have nerve cancer. Have you heard of nerve cancer? There's no such thing, because nerve, when you damage it, they will not grow back. It is damaged forever. Okay, if you break a nerve in your arm, the nerve will be damaged forever. Okay, that's why it could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. Okay, that's why it's temporal paralysis. Temporal actually means the head, but that's not a concern. Okay, basically it's paralysis lah. So for example, if nerve that controls leg or arm muscle is affected, the person will have difficulty in moving his arm, legs or arms. Okay, so in case of nervous system failure, human needs to depend on machine for breathing or pumping. Okay, this is not important. Okay, ignore. This is for reading pleasure one. Okay, so that's your basically your nervous system is the wiring system in your body. Okay, very important. All right, so let's go into our eyes. This is the first thing that we are going to learn today. Okay, the first sensory organ. Okay, I'm not going to go into exercise today because the previous two classes for this week, I didn't manage to go into exercise. So I will roughly talk about our eyes. Okay, I don't think I can finish this by today. I will do it. So, here's the thing, guys. Just in case you haven't realized, our week this is week 1, right? December, right? That is January. Yeah. Okay, this is December week 1. Next week is December week 2. And next week is gonna be December week 3 and week 4. So week 4 will be put into week 3. Okay, and there's a special time slot that you need to follow. And if you cannot follow, it's okay. You can request for video instead. Because the last 2 weeks of December, okay, as every year goes, it's gonna be a holiday. Okay, so we have, if not counting this week, we have another 2 weeks to go, and you go for holiday. Okay, so make sure you check your December week 4 schedule, because it will be special schedule for the last week. Okay, it will be in December week 3. That means next week you will take 2 lessons in the same week. Okay, because the last 2 weeks, okay, we are off for holiday. All right, anyway, let's go into our eyes. Okay, this is the most complicated organ. Okay, out of the 5 organs lah, we learn the most complicated first. You may say, wow, Lao Wei sir, 10 something parts, should I memorize all? Yes, you should. Okay, you have to memorize all. Okay, you might say, sir, die lah, how do I memorize this? Okay, it's okay. It will be very easy. Okay, so you lie to me lah, whatever you say easy one. No, this is really, the first thing before you memorize is you have to understand. Okay, I'm not asking you to go and die memorize this, because you will not memorize this. Okay, so you have to understand first. All right, so where do we start? Wow, so many parts. Okay, let's start with the layers first. Okay, let's start with the layers. The first layer is called sclera. Second layer is the choroid. Third layer is the retina. Let's start with the layer. Your eyeball has 3 layers, which is the sclera, the choroid, and the retina. In BM, it's the same thing. It's called sclera. It's just that this is K. Choroid is KO, and then retina is the same spelling. Okay, so what is this? Sclera is the white part of the eye. Okay, I'm sure you have watched cartoon, right? Okay, or whatever show, you have seen an eyeball, right? An eyeball is usually white in color, right? And if you can even see in front of your eyes. Okay, if you look in front of your eyes, okay, if you look in front of your eyes, this is the sclera. Okay, there, the white part of your eye, this is the sclera. Okay, this is sclera. So it goes, the whole eyeball is actually white. It's just that the front part is black. Why is this black? I'll talk about this later. Okay, so the whole eyeball is white. So the white part of the eyeball, which is here, the whole thing, that's the sclera. So what's the function of any outermost layer? What's the function of the outermost layer of your skin? Is to protect you, right? Your outermost of your skin is to protect you. Same thing lah. The outermost layer of the eyeball is to protect the eyeball. Okay, so as you can see, sclera, is to maintain the shape of the eye and protect it, to protect the eyeball, untuk melindungi bola mata. Okay, so this thing, if you happen to damage this thing, you poke something, you won't go blind because this one got no nerve one. There's nothing on it. Okay, how do I know? Because I actually did this. Okay, when I was in kindergarten, okay, I was a very naughty boy. I used a pencil and I poked my friend in the eye. Luckily, the sharp part of the pencil kena his sclera, not this part. If kena here, he'll be blind. Okay, kena this part. Okay, needless to say, I'm very guilty lah. I was really naughty. Okay, so I couldn't remember what happened. Okay, he said something that makes me very upset. Okay, so I just poke his eye with my pencil. Don't do this, please. Okay, so this is side view. No, this is the diagram is a side view. Yes, that's the side view. Okay, so this is the sclera. They are not for anything but just for protection. That's the only thing they do. Okay, the second layer, which is this bright skin color layer. Okay, the second layer. This is called a choroid. Okay, what's the function of the choroid? The choroid is to provide your eyes with nutrient. Okay, provide your eyes with nutrient. Your eye has a lot of cells. Your eyes need nutrient. So the function of the choroid is to give nutrient and oxygen to your eye. Okay, so as you can see here, it is a black middle layer rich with blood vessel, kaya dengan salur darah. So prevents reflection of light in the eye. Okay, so this is also what another function, because if reflection happens in your eye, you will see many shadows. So they prevent it from. This is why inside your cinema is black, right? The wall of your cinema is dark color, so that there's no reflection of light, so that you don't see many shadows in your cinema. Okay, that will be a shitty cinema. So it's to prevent reflection. It also supplies oxygen and nutrient to the eye. Your eye needs a lot of nutrient. Okay, and this is why when you have high blood sugar, okay, when you have diabetes, when your blood sugar is very high, the sugar usually accumulate in your eyes. This is why for people who have high blood sugar, they will also become blind. Have you heard of this? People who have serious diabetes will go blind. Okay, because all the sugar will be accumulated at the choroid here, which is a bad thing. Okay, choroid is the second layer, yes. Okay, choroid is the second layer. So it gives nutrients to your eye. So the third layer, retina, this is where your sensors are at. Okay, remember I told you the receptor. Okay, your cells that detects the light, that's what we call receptor. So all the receptor, they are on your retina. That means any light that drops on your retina, your retina is able to pick up that signal and send this signal to the brain. So the retina is where all your sensors are at. Okay, we don't call it sensor, we call it receptor. Okay, so if you look at your retina, it contains photoreceptor. Or what is photo? Photo not doesn't mean photo. Photo is light. Photosynthesis. They use light to make food. So photoreceptor. What is this cone and rod? I'll talk about this next time. Okay, so the function is just to detect light and produce nerve impulse. They will change this light into nerve impulse. Like I said, this is the only language, impulse Sarah. This is the only language your brain can understand. So your retina will pick up the light signal, change it to nerve impulse, send it to your brain. And then your brain will say, okay, now I understand. Okay, this is a tree. Okay, this is a car. This is a stone. Your brain can tell. Okay, so all your sensors are here. Okay, same thing lah. Do you know inside? Yes, retina is the third layer. So inside your camera has sensors. Okay, inside your camera has sensor. The sensor of your camera will capture the image and put it into your memory. That's why you have picture in your memory. Your memory card, your memory space has picture. So same thing lah. The function of this thing is same as your camera sensor, is to capture the image. Okay, so 3 layers. Okay, for protection, for nutrient, for receptor. So 3 layers. So now you got your 3 layers already. Okay, 3 layers. So the next one, let's look at what happens when light enters your eye, right? Okay, when light enters your eye, let's say this is a tree. When there's light enter your eyes, what happens here? Okay, so as they enter your eyes, okay, this conjunctiva you can ignore first. not really our concern. Okay, as light enters our eye, can you see they pass through a few things? Number one, it passes through the cornea. Okay, the cornea. Okay, and then number two, it passes through the aqueous humor, which is this liquid here. This bag of liquid is called aqueous humor. In BM, it's called Gerlamiae. Okay, Gerlamiae, which is this one, this fluid thing here. So much times. Okay lah, okay. So first thing, cornea, okay, aqueous humor. And then the third one is this hole here. Can you see there's a hole in your eye? This hole is called pupil. Okay, pupil. And then this one, okay, this one is your lens. Okay, do you know that our eye has a lens inside? Same as your, okay, if you wear spectacle, if you wear glasses, this is your lens, 你的镜片, your lens. So inside our eye also has another lens. So your camera also got lens one, you see? This is how your camera take picture, it has lens. So anything, actually, your camera is very much like your eye. Do you know that? Okay, do you know that? Your eye is actually a much better camera. Why do I say much better? Okay, let me ask you, how many megapixels is your phone camera? Roughly 12, right? 12 or 16, right? Okay, if you use a Huawei, wow, it has like what, 30. Okay, something like that. Is it 30 or 20 or something like this? Do you know how many megapixels is your eye? Okay, your eye is roughly around 500 something megapixel. 500 something. That means compared to your camera is only 12. You are already saying, wow, 12 leh, my picture looks so clear. Your eye is 500 something. That means 40, 50 times stronger. Your eye is a better camera than this camera, 40 times better. That's why seeing it with your eye is much better than seeing it with a camera, right? You see something in picture and you see something in real life is very different because your eye is a much better camera, right? Okay, so anyway, so that's your pupil, okay, and then your lens, and then when it goes through here, can you see this water here? This is your vitreous humor. Okay, so as light goes into your eye, it passes through 5 things. It passes through your cornea, your aqueous humor, the liquid here, the whole pupil, the lens, and the vitreous humor. Okay, so all these things, okay, beside the pupil, these 4, the cornea, the lens, the aqueous humor, the vitreous humor, they have only one job, which is to focus and refract light. You know, as refract, membiaskan cahaya. Remember refraction? Refraction. These 4, okay, I'll erase the pupil for now. Okay, so these 4, their function is just to, humor means funny, I know. Okay, I don't know why they name it this way. Okay, these 4, the function is just to refract and focus light. They have the same job. If you see, okay, you see your cornea, lens, aqueous humor, and vitreous humor. You look at the function, refract and focus light. Refract and focus light. Focus light, focus light. Same function. Okay, same function. Because you see, this is liquid, this is liquid, this is a transparent thing, this is also a transparent thing. So they are like glass, 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 glass. The function of glass is to refract light. Membiaskan cahaya, 折射光线, to focus light onto your retina. Okay, so same function. Okay, what is your cornea? I'm sure you have heard this before. What is your cornea? In Mandarin, it's called 眼角膜. Heard of this? You see, some people they donate this thing one. Okay, when next time you die, you can say you want to donate your cornea. This is the cornea. Okay, so you can actually touch your cornea. You take your finger, you touch your eye. That's the cornea already. Okay, when you wear contact lens, you're putting the contact lens directly onto your cornea. Okay, so please don't rub your eye. Don't rub your eye. When you have sand or dust in your eye, when you rub it, you're gonna damage your cornea. Okay, your cornea is supposedly smooth. If you rub things on it, this thing will turn rough. Then your eyesight will get worse. Okay, it's like you have a new car. Your new car paint looks new. Okay, your car paint, you bought a new car, the paint looks very new. When you have sand on the paint, do you just rub it dry? No, you don't. Because if you just rub the sand onto your paint will get worse. This is the same as rubbing your eye, so don't rub your eyes. Okay, what's the difference between sclera and cornea? Different. Cornea is transparent. Sclera is white. Different. This is a hard layer. This layer, cornea, you cannot see one. Cornea is like a glass on the top of your eye. It's totally transparent. Okay, so how about this pupil? Okay, this pupil is the hole. Okay, can you see this iris here? This iris will control the size of the pupil. Okay, so what is this? Pupil is the hole. If you look at the front of your eye, this is your pupil. Okay, and then this part at the side here, this is your iris. Okay, iris is the part that has color. Okay, for us Asian, ours both also look black. But if you look at Guai Lo, okay, if you look at Guai Lo, if you look at iris, there, can you see the, okay, for Guai Los that has blue eyes, can you see the blue part? Okay, that blue, okay, this is not blue lah. Okay, can you see the blue part? The blue part is the iris. Okay, and then the middle black part, the hole, that is the pupil. Okay, eyes of Ender. What's that? Okay, so anyway, do you know your iris actually looks like this? Okay, I don't know. It looks a bit girly to me. Okay, this is your iris. Okay, your iris. Okay, your iris will become smaller, bigger. When you enter a very bright room, okay, too much light, okay, your iris will go smaller. Okay, they will control light entering the eyes because too much light can hurt your eye. And when you enter a very dark room, your iris will become bigger to absorb more light. Okay, we Asian one, ours very lame one, it's just black. Okay, if you look at Guai Lo ones, okay, that's what they're blue. See, that's the iris. Okay, the iris, and then the pupil is the whole. Okay, that is blue lah. Okay, have you? Okay, I was just showing this to my other class. Okay, heterochromia. Okay, if you have a condition called heterochromia, you have both eyes of different iris color. That is freaking cool, man. Okay, different iris color. It just looks very cool to me. Okay, it's a mutation. It's a DNA mutation that caused them to have this condition. I just think it's really cool. Okay, so that's your iris. Okay, so your iris will control the size of the pupil. Okay, so as I was saying. So the remaining parts, I will talk about this next week. Okay, so you just have to remember these 4 things. Okay, the aqueous humor, by the way, this is called Guillermo-Marchal. Okay, Guillermo-Marchal. So the function of this water, this glass, and this glass is to refract and reflect. What does refracting light do? Ayo, you forgot your Form 1 already, man. You see, okay, you see, when there's a tree here, okay, the light will enter your eye, okay, and then they will bend. Okay, they will bend towards here. Then you will see a sharp image. Okay, so if your image is, okay, not everyone has this eyesight. Some people their image will form here. Okay, some people their image will form here. It's not on the retina. So how? This is why you have short-sightedness and long-sightedness law. 近视, 远视. Okay, because your cornea is not perfect, your lens is not perfect, your aqueous humor, vitreous humor, they are not perfect. So your light is either too short or too long. That's why your image gets very blurry. So what do? Wear glasses, lor. You wear glasses, they help you bend the light better. So now you see a sharp image. Okay, then so everyone has this defect one. Okay, unless you're really lucky lah, you're born with perfect eyesight. Then good for you lah. Okay, not me lah. I don't have it. My eyesight is 400, 500 something short-sightedness, and then you have something called astigmatism, 散光. That one is even more annoying. I'm 100 something, 100 something. The one you will see many shadows. Also another very annoying problem. I'll talk about this next time. Okay, I swear. Okay, it will make sense to you. Okay, so you know what? I think I'm gonna stop here today. Okay, so I hope you learned something new. Very interesting chapter, isn't it? Okay, Form 3 chapters are all quite interesting. Okay, so I shall continue my story next week. Okay, I hope you learned something new. Okay, very nice, huh? So I will see you next week. I hope you have a happy weekend. Okay, take care of yourself. See you next week. Good night, everyone, and bye-bye.